Howdy everyone, Matt and Mateo here, coming at you with another orthopedic special test, and this one is for the lumbar spine. It is the lumbar rocking test. This test is to look at lumbar instability, and if you haven't heard of it, it came from a paper in 2019 in which the researchers were wanting to find a better test for lumbar instability because they feel that there are a significant number of people who have low back pain that is coming from a lumbar instability. So to perform it, you have the person laying supine, Mateo so graciously agreed to do. Bend the knees up, bring the knees up to the chest. This locks in the hips and the pelvis, as I said, and then you just bring them up and give a quick little jerk. So you're rocking them in that motion. And a positive is when it produces pain in the back, in the lumbar spine. So they compared this test to the passive lumbar extension test, which is when the person is lying prone, so they're lying on their stomach, and then you raise the legs off the table about 30 centimeters or so, and if that produces pain, that is a positive. So they felt this test was better because it stresses or biases the lumbar spine more compared to that passive lumbar extension test that it could be the back, it could be the SI joint, it could be the hip that produces the pain. They also felt this was more comfortable for a patient, so laying there on their back, they felt like, oh, that feels better for people, so it's easier to do the test compared to prone lying. And they also felt like that there was a discrepancy in the 30 centimeters off of the table, that was kind of up there. So I will say about this test that looking at it, when they published their findings, it was like 46 out of the 50 people were positive with this test. So they were saying it's very sensitive, it's very specific, it's got a high positive predictive value to it. However, they've only done this one time. So there's just the one paper on it. They haven't done it anywhere else. Now the people that they did look at did have symptoms from the lumbar spine like radiculopathy. They felt like a catch when they moved. They did do imaging and found like, yes, there's changes that go on the spine that do point to a lumbar instability. And they said, we also want to look at the future using like a dynamic MRI to see if this confirms the findings that we have. Now I will say again, from my perspective, this is kind of questionable. Just people that have back pain in general, what could be from really anything, if you flex and push them kind of hard, it can produce pain. Again, they've only done this one time. There has not been any other further studies to it. So, and also I think they may be predicting that the lumbar instability is much higher than what it may really be. So, like I say, there's a lot of questions that kind of go along with that, but I wanted to talk about it, present it, because there isn't a lot about it. So maybe we could talk about this more and more research could come about it and say like, oh, this is a great test, or no, toss this one aside. So with that all being said, what do you think about it? Do you think this is an interesting test? Do you think we need to put more effort into it, or no, let's toss it aside? Or have you ever even heard of it? Let me know down in the comments. So with that being said, take care of yourself, take care of your patients. We will see you next time.